Some might call it a flip-flop. Just last week, protesters took over city streets and shut down bridges and tunnels during a march for Michael Brown. Now, the NYPD says if you block traffic, you'll be arrested. CBS 2 political reporter Marcia Kramer reports on the city's new policy the police commissioner calls tolerant but tough.
You could call it Mayor de Blasio's Don't Block the Box policy for street demonstrations. The protests that stopped traffic on the West Side Highway, the FDR, and at the Lincoln Tunnel after the Michael Brown decision last week will not be tolerated when the Staten Island grand jury rules in the Eric Garner chokehold case, expected any minute now.
If we ask you to get out of the street, you should probably get out of the street. You know, we need to get traffic, and we need to get emergency vehicles through. We have to balance their rights with the rights of the other 8.5 million New Yorkers.
At a news conference to tout decreases in crime, the mayor, police commissioner, and NYPD brass took pains to make it clear that they respect the right to protest and free speech. But
if we think public safety is compromised, the police will act very assertively to address that problem.
Ironically, given the number of recent anti-cop protests here, New York City is a place that is actively committed to police reform and improving community relations. There has been a 79% drop in the number of stop, question, and frisks, a 16% increase in gun seizures from the stops that are made.
We want to go after the bad guys. We don't want to go after innocent, law-abiding New Yorkers who just happen to be walking down the street.
And a 61% decrease in marijuana arrests. So the city's message to would-be demonstrators is this: we are the place that has listened to complaints about police and is making changes, whatever the Garner grand jury decides.
We're doing a lot to change the reality here in our city, to reform the approach our police take and bring our communities and police closer together. In some places, people understandably may feel their voices are not heard. In this city, the voices of people are heard.
There are reports that the Garner grand jury could act as early as this week, and the message from the DA at the center of the storm:
I'd like the New Yorkers to be patient. The grand jury has been diligently listening to evidence, and we await their decision.
Well, sources are telling me that the special grand jury in Staten Island that is hearing the Garner chokehold case is expected to have a list of possible charges read to them by prosecutors as early as tomorrow morning. After that, it's anybody's guess how long it will take to reach a decision and what it will be. Dana?
We know the work of a grand jury is secret, Marcia, but do you have any sense of how many police officers were questioned?
Well, what I'm being told, Dana, by my sources is that only Daniel Pantaleo, the cop in the video pulling Eric Garner to the ground, was the only police officer that was questioned in the grand jury.
All right, again, expecting this decision tomorrow.